and happy National Scrapbook Day. I'm getting ready, or I am, filming a whole bunch of videos over the weekend to post in honor of National Scrapbook Day. This is a layout that I'm doing of me in my cute little t-shirt that I ordered from Teespring, and it says Scrapbooking My Best Therapy, which is so true. And I'm going to use, or I am using, some materials from my stash, and it's from the Heidi Swapp collection. And I had really high hopes for this layout in the beginning. The idea was I was going to spritz this pattern paper that came with one of the kits, back that on some cardstock, and because mist, of course, makes your paper wet and it bends, and so I needed something to sort of add some structure to it. So I'm getting all ready and I'm spritzing it up and I'm feeling really good about it. And I'm getting ready to dry it with my heat gun here in just a moment. And I'm thinking this whole time, oh, this is going to look great. This is going to look great. I haven't used mist in a while, at least not sprayed over the page. And so I'm drying it, trying to make sure that it doesn't bubble. And here's where my trouble begins. So I go ahead and I add adhesive to the back of that pattern paper. And the idea is, of course, I'm going to add adhesive all over this paper so that I can put it on the white cardstock and smooth it out. The problem is that it starts sticking all too soon, and the pattern paper is really pliable at this point because I spritzed it with that mist, that Heidi Swapp's mist, and I keep putting it down and picking it up because it's just not laying straight. So the margins around that pattern paper are just a bit wonky. And for some reason, I'm standing up at this point, and I just can't, I don't have an eye for straight. And it's just not straight. One part's bigger than the other. And so then I try to rip it up, and look at that. I'm ripping the pattern paper, and then I get mad at it. And so I throw it down, and I toss it in the trash. So that was my 5-year-old response to that. And I said, I'll forget it. So I crumple it up, throw it in the trash. I break out a piece of Basil cardstock, textured cardstock. The first piece I had was ripped at the bottom, so I grabbed another piece, and I said, okay, let's start all over. So I grabbed my Heidi Swapp mist in gold, dry it once again. And since this is textured cardstock, it tends to hold that moisture a little bit better. And now I'm taking some journaling cards from a pocketed scrapbooking kit, Heidi Swapp pocketed scrapbooking kit that I got from Michael's, and I am distressing the edges with some Brilliance pigment ink and Galaxy Gold. You will notice that a lot of the elements on here are going to be gold because I'm really into that these days. So I wanted to add a little bit to the edges of the paper just to make it stand out a little bit so it doesn't fade into the background that I created. And there's duplicates of those cards, so I don't mind covering, the cute parts of it up on one card. This piece of pink stripe paper is also from the Heidi Swapp collection. I guess she doesn't really name her collections. I can't ever find a name on her products. Okay, so I'm going to cut a slit in the side of that diamond so that I can nestle the card underneath, that pink card underneath the diamond. I really like it. I didn't want to cover it up completely. I'm just using my cutting knife to do that. I've had that cutting knife for like ever. It hasn't failed me. And so I'm positioning these cards. I'm going to do the same with this card and kind of cut a slit in that around that label so that the card will sit nicely on the layout. And my idea here, and you've seen me do this time and time again, is I'm layering up a bunch of stuff. So it's going to be the cards and some embellishments. And I know I've been asked this a lot. Yes, I will do a tutorial on how to layer. I promise. I promise. What I've discovered is that I have all these ideas of things that I want to do in my crafty life, and work and all that, all your commitments sort of take away from the time that you can do all your fun stuff. The man is keeping me down. Okay, so I make a cluster out of all of those journaling cards, and as you saw, I put some washi tape on the back to hold them together. And now I am taking this cute little Heidi Swapp frame and put my photo in there that I took, actually it was yesterday morning. And I'm positioning that on the layout, and I'm going to pop that up with some foam tape. You see me doing that at the bottom. And I was going to put that on the right-hand side of the layout and decided not to. So I put it on the left. Now I'm getting ready to embellish. So all of the embellishments that you see are from Heidi Swapp. This is 100% Heidi Swapp page outside of the Basil textured cardstock. So I grabbed some of this beautiful gold, not gold, sparkly font stickers from Heidi Swapp, which I love, and I thought, how appropriate for National Scrapbooking Day. You have to have something sparkly on your page. And then I'm also going to use here in a minute, I'm spelling out, hello, today is National Scrapbook Day. And I'm going to use some gold thickers called Fitzgerald. It's one of my favorite fonts of all time. And it's skinny, and I was worried at first. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it on there, but it gets on there. So this is going to be nice and sparkly title, which I like. This is going to go into my Scrappy Adventures scrapbook. At least that's what I'm calling it today. My scrapbook of all of my adventures in scrapbooking. Okay, so that's coming together, and I add an exclamation mark at the end. I'm looking at it to see how I like it. Still on the fence about how this is coming out. I'm still kind of at this point, I'm still kind of peeved that my first attempt went awry because I had this fabulous idea. In my last layout, I struggled so much. I don't know why I'm just struggling with layouts. I don't know. Maybe I need to take a break or, do something productive like, organize my gajillion photos. Take my mind off the creative process for a second. So I am adding, or I did add some gold stars, which I love. And I'm adding some Tombow Mono, some liquid aqua glue to have to those stars. Hold them down on the page. I also, if you notice at the bottom right-hand corner there under the title, I added some hearts and a piece of flair that says I love scrapbooking. I got that from 2 Peas in a Bucket before they closed. And I thought that was very perfect. Now I'm adding just the year, National Scrapbook Day 2015. As we all know, it's the first weekend of May. And I'm thinking I need something at the top, and I fool around with a bunch of things in that little corner. And even though I went ahead and settled on that little circle that says favorite, and I added a gold arrow to it, that bow didn't work, so I moved that. I don't know, it just doesn't, now that I'm looking at it, it just doesn't, for some reason it seems off, and I don't know why. So I grab a butterfly, and I'm thinking maybe that'll help it look a little bit better to my eye. I'm just going to hang with it. The last layout I did, I spent over a week fooling with it, and that's usually not ever what I do. It's like I like to get the memories down and move on. So I'm going to add the word day, so that says favorite day, and I know that's a lot of text up there. Hello, today is National Scrapbooking, and then today is, favorite day, but at the end it looked okay. So I added a butterfly, which was actually a part of a clip, but it was falling off my clip, so I took it off and added that at the top. And then I'm going to add a little diamond, chipboard diamond at the bottom next to that chipboard date label. And now I'm going to add some journaling lines with a gold metallic pen, and I think that's from Gel Excel. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not sure. So I just write about how National Scrapbooking is my favorite day of the year. One of my favorite days of the year. Okay, so I'm going to slow it down so you can look at the layout. So what was once a disaster came out as a pretty layout in honor of National Scrapbook Day. And hey, if you have some time, stop by the Victoria Marie Facebook page where we are doing the Ultimate Layout Challenge. We're doing 10 layouts in 72 hours. I mean, seriously, it is rocking and rolling on the Facebook page right now. So make sure you take a little time out to enjoy National Scrapbook Day, and I will see you guys next time.